What's up?
All right, and we are live, I think. This is not loading. Okay, yeah, we are live. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from wherever you are around the world. This is olddirtyh, and I am joined by Old Dirty H.
Yo, yo, back in effect.
All right, so today we have another cast for you. We've got the matchup is Dirty's Angels against Last Minute. On the team of Dirty's Angels, we have Connor McDavid, Henry, Rich Panini, and G.I. John. And on the team of Last Minute, we've got Bonton, Brontavus, Wizard, and Casio Code. Special mention here to Connor McDavid playing for Dirty's Angels. Connor McDavid is the tournament organizer, so big shout out to him. He's putting a lot of work into making this tournament excellent for everybody, and I'm really excited to see what this match is going to be like.
Yeah, I'm interested. I was just talking off air. I feel like Connor stacked his team, but let's see. Let's see what these guys can do.
Who would you say? How do you feel about the other team Last Minute? Because for me, I haven't played with too many of these players before. Have you had any experience?
Uh, yeah, I played with all these guys. I believe Wizard is. He also goes by Red Wizard, maybe. If that's the case, he's a very, very solid player. I've seen him hang with the best of them when he's comfortable booming and doing his thing. Um, Bronto is probably the next best there. He plays a lot. Um, he's got some weaknesses here and there. With
Yeah.
his micro's not the best, his rating's not the best, but he's not a bad player at all. Casio Code, I know he's an old GameSpy player. He's been around a long time. I think he may have been more of a standard player. I don't see him a whole lot these days. Bonton is probably the weakest of the bunch. He's a fairly new player, but he's improving slowly. But no slouches here. But I definitely think Connor and Henry, just those two they're pretty strong. Just those two alone.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, I'm interested to see who's going to be playing for Dirty's Angels, especially the third player. Because personally, I have not seen Rich Panini or Gi John play a ton, but as I understand it, they're both roughly the same level. Would you agree with that
I don't know.
assessment?
No, I disagree. I think
Yeah,
Panini may be the dark horse on that team. He's really improved a lot. He's a newer player, but he's got very good skill set
yeah,
all the way around. And G.I. John's not bad by any means. There's no knock on G.I. John. He's an all-around good player too. But
yeah,
I think Connor and Henry are the most seasoned guys out of all both teams. They're the most seasoned, those two
yeah,
together.
yeah.
But if Panini's there, I think that's going to be just another cherry on top for them.
Yeah. All right. So before we start the game, we have a couple. We have a message for the viewers. If you enjoy our cast and you want to support the Nordic Classic and contribute to the prize pool, feel free to donate. You can donate to the prize pool right on the front page of the Nordic Classic. It's also going to be in the video. The link to the tournament page is also going to be in the YouTube description below. And all you need to do is just click on this link. We would really appreciate the donation, and I think it'd make the tournament a lot more exciting to have a bit of a prize pool. Anyways, this is currently we're in the midst of week 2. If you haven't scheduled yet, please try to schedule. Also, we've instituted a new rule with regard as a, in partial result to yesterday's cast. While it was a lot of fun and the matches were really awesome, it was we didn't realize the cast would take that long, and so I personally missed some responsibilities I was supposed to do in the real world. So please, if your games for your match in total sum to be at least 2.5 hours, you must tell us ahead of time. You must in the email where you send the replays. That's the preferable spot. You must say these games in total sum up to be more than 2.5 hours, because that will really help us plan out our casts. If we know
Yes.
that a match is going to be a long match, we can start earlier in the day, or we can split it up, because we want to give viewers and ourselves a lot of heads up so we can understand how long the stream is roughly going to be. If you have any questions, obviously you can contact me, you can contact Old Dirty H, you can contact Connor McDavid about that rule. All right, shall we jump into game number 1?
So
Oh, actually, quick. Let's do the bands quickly as usual. We have Dirty's Angels. Dirty's Angels have banned Turks, British, and Greeks, whereas Last Minute has banned Japanese, Indians, and Aztecs. How do you feel about these bans, Dirty?
You know, we see a lot of kind of the same bands with kind of being repeated, which is understandable. We got like Aztecs, for example. They're probably the strongest in Tier 3. So you're going to see them ban quite a bit. Japs, of course, they're so fast. Turks are very fast as well. So I think the last minute bans are probably pretty much standard bans with Japs, Indians, Turks, because people don't like the elephants either.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. I do think the Turks bans from Dirty's Angels is definitely interesting. I think, if your opponent has banned Turks among all the other Tier 1 nations, I think that's a sign that, they might be soft to a bit of aggression, and they might be worried about that, like Turks.
That's good.
So, that might incentivize the play strategy of Last Minute, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good observation there.
All right, let's load up game number 1.
Okay.
All right, and I am at 0 seconds.
I'm at 1 second. We're close enough.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is game number 1, and let's take a quick look at the nations here. We've got the team of Dirty's Angels with G.I. John, Rich Panini, and Henry against Brontavus, Bonton, and Wizard on Last Minute. G.I. John has Chinese, Rich Panini has British, Henry has Mongols, whereas Brontavus has Japanese, Bonton Americans, and Wizard Aztecs. First of all, I would like to say this is definitely interesting. I would say Connor McDavid is the strongest player on the team of Dirty's Angels, and it looks like they've chosen to bench him for this game, be it either as a result of scheduling or other reason. Definitely an interesting move. And Old, how do you feel about the nation picks here? Who do you think has the advantage, especially considering we're on, looks like Great Lakes?
Yeah, for Lakes, I like the Mongols, British, Chinese kind of lineup for Lakes. Lakes can hurt Aztecs a bit if you can't get out there and get the plunder. It just depends on the situation. But it could also be great for Aztecs because if they can really boom up, get a nice big army, and start getting some plunder. But Aztecs definitely need plunder. Americans kind of in a similar situation. They need their advantage is having a big army to get those bonus resources.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I think the last minute team's really going to have to apply the pressure here. It seems like they pick nations for more of a rush style. So let's see if they can apply that on Lakes.
Yeah, I mean, Japs obviously are excellent on pretty much any map, but Lakes they're especially good because they can get Wonder really fast. They're among the fastest start nations. And Americans, getting that instant Wonder, even if you may not have the fastest classical age time, is still very effective. I think I would agree with you. Dirty's Angels, nations-wise on this map, have the edge because it feels like the Aztecs player is really going to have to work to make a big impact on the game. And British and Chinese are both pretty good. The commerce cap for British obviously helping out a ton, and Chinese having cheaper researches and really good light infantry in medieval age. And then Mongols player obviously just being really fast is excellent.
Yeah, so this map was kind of tailor-made for, I think, the Connor's team's nations, Dirty's Angels.
Yeah, definitely. I am really interested to see what comes out of the Aztecs player. Aztecs obviously are excellent late game. If they get to the late game, especially gunpowder, putting down a bunch of barracks to get free light infantry. And then getting 60 plunder for every unit kill is a huge boon. But we'll have to see. Sometimes you just may get caught out, or you haven't boomed enough, and your opponents are at gunpowder and you're medieval, and then you're stuck. Right? That's where you lose games of Lakes.
Yeah, well, look. Let's talk about the situation here. Speaking of Aztecs, they're across from Chinese, so obviously he's not going to be able to do any crazy early rushes against those large cities. It's very difficult to handle. But he could get back there. It looks like Chinese it's only got 4 wood. So if he could get back there and raid that wood with an early raid, that could help him quite a bit. And if he builds towards Beijing, there's this little crap lake that's only got one fish, but he could, you know, like you said, especially in gunpowder, get some couple ships in there and help him do some havoc on Beijing. So that could be an interesting situation there.
Looks like lakes-wise, at least, it seems like the team of Last Minute has the advantage lakes-wise. They have 5 fish in the top lake, 4 in the side, and this lake is a little unsafe for Henry to use. They've only got 1 large safe lake, and this one they can't quite reach that in the middle. Let's take a look at the ruins really quickly, because this is about when the fastest players will have put up their libraries. Looks like the Aztecs player has only got 1 ruin, and Rich Panina's got 50, but everybody else has 75-ish. The Chinese and Japanese player both have gotten 125 resources from ruins, which is really good for them.
Yep. Yeah, and lakes is just a tough map to scout because of the positions of the lakes. But once you find where the lake edge is, as you can see, there's just a gang of ruins around the lake's edge. So once you find the lake's edge, just kind of follow that lake's edge all the way around, and you could steal 2, 3, 4, 5 ruins.
Yep. You're right. So it looks like currently the Mongols player and the Japanese player are across from each other, and looks like both have gone for Commerce 1, and Henry the Mongol player is actually faster than the Japanese player. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and they're really close. I mean, they're almost border touching already.
Yeah, so and it looks like this lake is going to have fierce conflict. You know, a couple fish there. Both players having access to the water. You know, Brontovus is probably going to want to build build a fish in a safe spot, like in the back here on the right lake. But definitely going to want to raid the water later on. Raid Henry's fishing ships. Be annoying on the water.
Yeah, I think this is a kind of a mistake from Henry right here. He should have scouted to see that Bronto's very close to him with Japs, because that lake's going to get contested. He could easily have built back where there's 5 fishermen at London and just started off there and save himself a little bit of an early headache. But we'll see if it pays off.
It looks like they actually have no idea where their opponents are right now, so it's some poor / unlucky scouting. Not being able to see that Brontovus is just right there. Let's see if Brontovus knows. Brontovus also does not know where Henry is.
Yeah.
So, you know, equally, you know, finally.
Yeah, he just found him.
Yep.
Just found him. Yeah.
So we'll have to see. Let's take a look at the rares, because as we know, Lakes games go relatively long, and therefore rares do add up quite a bit. So on the Dirty's Angels side, we've got gems in the left corner. They've got salt, marble, furs. That's a nice rare to have. Silk in the back. Copper on the bottom. And then for Last Minute, they've got dye next to Kyoto on the left. They've got horses on the bottom, relics. Relics obviously being amazing on this map. Bison over there. Pappy. There's amber in the center of the map. And there's spice here, as well as wool. Who do you think has the better share of rares?
Let's see. We got gems first, salt, silk.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. But it's not too far off, because with relics, like you said, relics, Pappy, those are pretty fast.
Yeah.
So it could be. It's kind of even, I would say. Pretty even.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I think Last Minute has the edge in terms of rares. Pappy is just it's like insanely good on this map. Like it's really hard to overestimate how good Papyrus is on this map.
That is true. That is
a lot of players go for like Science 3 and Ancient, so you know or at least Science 2, so it's really effective. Here we see Brontovus has gone for Civic 2 as opposed to doing something fancy. Do you agree with this choice? Going Civic 2 on lakes with Japanese? And also
I do in this situation. I'm presuming he figured out Henry's position isn't the best, so he can border push him here a little bit, and he can get aggressive and really raid this lake. So all 4 of those fishermen are going to be in trouble, and he can start attacking the capital of the Mongols here. Yep. Because it looks like the Mongols are just going to go Civ 2 here.
Our Commerce 2, you mean?
I'm sorry, Commerce 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Com 2.
We see here Commerce 2, but unfortunately they have not scouted the Silk, which is in the back. You know, when you get at a high enough level, you know, you really want to start outpost scouting as much as you can. You know, obviously I'm not really one to speak because I always forget to outpost scout. But it is important and it can give you a crucial edge. Like example here when Henry has not scouted that Silk that he could have used to be faster. And here we see a danger for Henry. This barracks is going up by Brontovus, who's gone for mill 1, and Henry has just clicked up on Civic.
Civic, yep. Yeah, this is what I figured Bronto was doing. That's what it looked like. That's why I liked that play, printing sitting forward. Now that Rax is going to come up, you get those Japanese high coming out super fast, and maybe an archer too. It's going to be some trouble here for Henry.
Yep. And Henry's going for this lake, which on the bottom, which is not going to work out. There's only a singular fish.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know why he's. Yeah, because another thing too is it's always good to raise your first dock when you max out your fish, so you save some of that wood. Unless you're in a position where you feel like you're going to need to defend. Obviously, Henry sees Bronto right there. He feels like he needs to defend, so he left that other dock up. And here comes some archers now from Bronto.
Yep. This is gonna definitely hurt. Although I don't see any more units, which doesn't really seem like a good idea. When you go for this sort of build on lakes, you really want to punish. And let's see what wonder Rich has got. That looks like Colossus money to me, but could be also. Could be Hanging Gardens. No, it's going to be Colossus. How do you feel about the choice for the Chinese player to go for Civic?
Yeah, it's not a bad choice either. He's pretty close to the border. He got a mountain, secured that mountain there, and he took away that small lake from the Aztecs, so they could, like I was talking about earlier, the Aztecs could have got in there and tried to raid later on or attack cities. So it's not a bad move. He did go science as well, because Chinese do have the science advantage. It looks like he's going to go mill here also. So not a terrible move.
Yeah, looks like G.I. John was able to snipe a merchant with 2 citizens. Nice work. Honestly, I'm not in love with the choice to go Civic. It feels like you want to speed. There's no rares here. You're getting a mountain, but you want to really stay away from the Aztecs player because you can outboon them with your Chinese ability. Grabbing territory is nice, but you know why not just go for some more science if your economy is already maxed out.
Yeah.
And here we see the raids from Brontovus overall not doing that much. Henry has done a good job defending.
Yeah, it's pretty lackadaisical raid. I was expecting way more aggression out of him. Not sure why he's being so...
We see some sketchy micro, but managed to save that archer. He's probably going to kill this spearman. Yep, and might get this archer too. Nice work on Henry's part. Apparently
good defense,
now has gotten science too, whereas the Japanese player is now going for mill 2. It does look like we're going to see some aggression. Let's take a look at
really the right play.
Yeah. Here it's a little confusing.
Yeah, it looks like Bronto was able to use furs too, so I think that's why he went mill 2. If you see that, he's using.
Oh yeah,
fur.
You're right. He's very sneaky using this furs merchant.
Yeah.
Way out in the middle of
So
nowhere.
that was a great play. Great play by Bronto there.
Really.
Yeah.
A little slow on getting timber and pumping out citizens and building universities and stuff, but that's all right. It's surprising. Monton here has been a little on the slow side. Choosing to civ in kind of the middle of nowhere. This city's not going to be very helpful. Neither is this barracks. But it's as the Americans player, really, you want to age up. You want to age up relatively fast and grab either Colossus or Hanging Gardens on this map. Colossus already being gone, but it feels like the Americans players are just a little on the slow side for some reason. I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah, like I said, he's probably one of the lower players out of the group, so he's still learning quite a bit. But he got a few troops coming out the middle here, so I think that his idea is have that barracks in the middle and he can help defend either side. I guess he has science, so he can go travel into the water. But now his units are just hanging out in the water. I guess just like a little day.
Little boat party
little,
there.
Yeah, a little love boat. It looks like one's kind of spooning with the other one, just kind of kissing each other down there at the bottom. So I don't know.
Nice choice from the Aztecs player to go for Hanging Gardens. The Japanese player is already going for some aggression here, so it makes sense to make sure that one player has gotten the gardens. And it looks like the Japanese player is going for Despot without Commerce 2. What do you think about this choice?
I don't love it, but if he's going to be super aggressive, I mean, I guess if he can get that sack. Oh no, Karakam got moved, so he's not going to be able to get that sack. Yeah, it's not the greatest move, but let's see if he can. Let's see what he's going to do with it. I'm not sure exactly.
Small, only 50 metal income. You know, just. Like, when you're the Despot Japanese player, you really want to start sieging, maybe a little bit. And Brontobus says, why boom with Aztec? It makes no sense. But my question is, why you Despot is Japanese player in this case? You're not putting out that much army, and now that you've already clicked on the Despot button, Henry has plenty of time to build up that technology, getting militia now, get that infrastructure up because it's stable, making troops, with a plus 200 eco now. Feels like that Despot was a little on the not so smart side.
And it looks like Purple's, he's trying to build go Civ 2 here now in the middle. See the...
Oh yeah, you're right, but he's gonna get caught by an archer? I don't know, what is this archer? This archer's just chilling, just casually walking through. Nice raid from Purple on the Furs. On Furs, one archer is able to snipe off a couple units. Nice play.
And the Senator's right here. He could bribe these archers. But the archers just take a nice long little stroll by.
Yeah,
hello.
Neither of the players microing.
Yeah, archers just taking a walk.
And it looks like Bontan has realized the mistake and is now going back to bribe.
Yeah,
not just chilling there again.
As
Let's
he
take
should.
a look at the bottom side and see the action that's happening. We've got a couple troops from Brontobus. Yeah, and it feels like this Despot's just unnecessary. You can Senator and probably get out a similar amount of troops with Federico.
Yeah, and it doesn't even look like Henry has attrition anyways, so that's not really a factor right now. And this is a pretty yeah, but this is a good build by Henry to have the university and library right there. It acts as a little bit of a pick, so it's hard for those heavy infantry to get in and just rush. So that was a good build order from Henry there.
Yeah, definitely. Feels like I will say the university being in front, sometimes that can get you. They siege down your university and they kill your scholars. That really hurts.
Yeah, that is true.
Usually what I do is I try to get the market and the library in front. That usually works out well.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, this is nice having these buildings in front. And I think.
Yeah, and he could have put his market up front a little more too, and he would have a full line there.
Yeah, definitely. Decent raid from front of us. It's slow, but this light horse on horses is gonna slowly pick away at those troops. I really wish
it's gonna harass.
Front of us would fill the scholars, or even make some more troops. As the Despot player, you have to make something happen. And it's not.
He's got a ton of gold. He's a ton of gold. He's not doing anything. He's coming in. He's gonna try and get the sack. But
this looks extremely unlikely. Henry also has militia. There's
93's there. Yeah, 93's there with some horses, some 4 British archers. That's gonna slaughter all the Japanese high, which Bronto only has 4 anyways.
Bronto's asking, "Where's the army?" Green is here. Well, it looks like this is a clear lack of communication. The American player's just sitting, casually booming, but obviously Brontobus has a different strategy and it's not working out well.
Yeah, it looks like they just didn't get on the same page here. If Purple was here with a sizable army, we'd have something to talk about. Also, they're not using the advantage. Oh, I see a dock coming up now. But Bronto should have had a dock up earlier. Got all these fish garrisoned. That would take away some of the economy. but instead he just focused on the ground units only. Looks like a third siege is coming in.
It's good, but it's not solving the problems. You just need more units at this point, honestly.
And I just don't see how they're going to deal with these British archers.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible to break. Maybe this is, you know, maybe if this is some sort of distraction, Purple's able to like snake Green's capital. That could be useful, but unfortunately, like you know, I like the pushing forward strategy, and this is a nice fort, but you know, you really gotta be a little bit faster, because unfortunately, like eventually Brontovas is just gonna get overwhelmed. Like if they just run in with all their army, I'm sure they can take out Brontovas.
Well, yeah, and if you look at the middle here, 92 is just kind of, they're just having a little barbecue, hanging out by Amber.
Yeah.
No one's upgraded. They're just they like the age one life. They don't want to move to the next era, so they're just said, forget it. We're gonna hang out here. We got one catapult chilling. Here comes another light cavalry, but I mean, not sure why he's just hanging out here doing absolutely nothing.
No, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Here's a water raid from Bronto that should have been about 5 minutes ago, but at least he's got it out now.
Yeah.
But Bronto's doing a good job of just bothering. It doesn't look like 93 or 90 want to move, but Henry is aging. So he's going to go large.
I'm fine, man, and he says, careful, 92 could go to cap, which is, yeah, I agree. That like, at this point, Henry should just wait for age and then just, like, walk in and take out Bronto's army.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense that Rich should go a little bit backwards, try and figure out what's happening with Bronto, because clearly Bonton's clearly up to something. Not a very effective something, but is up to something.
Oh, I see. He's moving, yeah. I guess he's going to come try and take this front city, Norwich.
I don't think so. I think it looks like Bonton's going across the water to try to help Brontos fight.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, he is. You're right.
But, you know, Emery's now teching. Nice work. Now Bonton's just sitting there and is aging. I'm still very confused. Also floating all those resources. Should just put down a pyramids or something, or maybe he's waiting for terracotta.
Yeah, that could be.
Brontovas says, OMG. I agree. Me too. Looks like Henry is going for the charge, or not, just gathering all the cavalry. I don't know. But it is nice to keep your cavalry off to the side like this. That's a nice play.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what 92 is doing here at all. This is just he's running around with no wagon. It's attrition. It's just slowly picking away at his army.
Yep.
I guess he's just trying to harass a little bit, just to distract, so 93 won't rotate to help. But I don't think Bronto can even take Henry anyways.
Yeah.
So and it looks like Henry's pushing him back. So
yeah, let's take a quick gander at the top side. Nice fight from Henry. Oh, we have a pause and then unpause. Okay. Let's take a look at the top side. I actually think, even though I think they haven't the what do you call it? Dirty's Angels have not realized that there's that their opponents have Pappy, which is a big mistake. You know, when you're on a map like this, it's definitely tough to scout. Of course, and scouting your opponent is tough, but the opponents having Pappy versus not having Pappy makes a huge difference in your play pattern. You know, like I'm guessing G.I. John probably thinks like, oh, I can sit tight with my Aztecs opponent. They have a Hanging Gardens, but it's like I have cheaper science research, so it like kind of bounces out. No, because the Aztecs player does have that Pappy risk, you know, that's gonna make a big difference. Can get that literacy upgrade nice and early. Not the right place to do an alarm.
Yeah.
That's fine. Americans player still burning in attrition. Not sure where Green went. This is another example of not being active with your army. You should just poke in, just snipe this catapult. There's clearly no army there. Yeah, would like to see a tower next to Furs as well.
yeah, it looks like these British archers will just hold the city at Norwich.
Yeah, there's no way Purple's gonna take the city.
Bonton needs a wagon down there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty well defended, and there's a fort going up or a castle. And Bronto's doing what he can.
Yeah. A little skirmish going on here. Bonton's getting crushed.
Look at Bronto's economy; it's just stagnant right now at 100.
This Aztecs player is a ticking time bomb for the team of Panini, Henry, and G.I. John, because Aztecs player has gotten literacy. It has that Psi 3. Is now going for Mill 3. It can also click up on Commerce 2 soon. It's clicked up. Yep. And is now pumping out troops. It's definitely scary. Let's see if they've got a castle. They do not have a castle, so they can't get tactics quite yet. Americans player has gone for that terracotta army as I suspected.
But let's look at Henry's library compared to Bronto's. I mean, it's pretty, as far as Henry's advantage.
2-2-2-3 as opposed to 2-2-1-2.
Yeah. And then of course, Henry's eco is all nice and fat, where Bronto's is stuck at all.
Yep.
I think this is going to come down to if the last minute team's going to win, Aztecs is going to have to carry.
Yeah.
He's pretty close to aging.
Just needs some more
Chinese still a little ways away. So if the Aztecs can age and get aggressive, he might have to force,
to go up and help,
93 will have to rotate up.
It feels like Henry really needs to make something happen. Stuck at PopCap obviously, and that sucks. But I don't see a siege factory, and that needs clearly Brontovas is way behind, and Henry needs to make something happen here. I think because otherwise.
Yeah, I think. Well, it seems like Henry's thinking he'll just play the defensive game. Maybe he's going to count on the other two to kill their side.
Yeah.
That's something I can think of. To have like you said, no siege out, very small army. It feels like a defensive posture. Like he's not really looking to get aggressive.
Yep.
Maybe after age he'll try and go aggressive. He's pretty close to aging. He needs some knowledge, but he's got all the research.
And the Aztecs player is very close to aging. He only needs 400 more food. You can probably buy it, but I'm buying it, whatever. And I see
he could.
I see Wizard also goes to the school of never build a smelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 miners, 160.
That's funny.
Is this a smelter? Oh, it is a smelter. Okay, never mind. Wizard, you're forgiven.
Where? Oh, I see in the bottom
on
of the river.
You're forgiven.
Yeah.
You have earned my respect as a smelter builder.
Yeah, you're not doing the green love. Only one mine, no smelter.
Let's see.
But Aztecs are in a great position here. They have 200 gold. They're almost maxed out in wood and food. Great knowledge income. Nice sizable armies coming together. And it looks like Yellow's got a decent defense coming together himself. But now here's an interesting factor. Aztecs are touching that water on that small lake. So he could get a raft, or a dock up there.
Ship, yeah.
Start throwing throw out a light ship, throw out a couple of those heavy bombard ships, start sieging from the water, and take control of his side. And it looks like Bonton's rotating towards him. Do you see this in the middle? Bonton's got a fort. And
I don't know. It still just feels like they're way behind, or the team of Wizard, Bonton, and Brontovas. Aside from their Aztecs player, obviously, has clicked up on the age now. Nice for them. This is going to be.
It looks like Bronto's going to rotate, try and take the city of Peshawar in the south, but there's a fort coming up behind there, so that's going to force him back.
Oh, yep, I see that.
And now Panini's going to intercept, if you can see in the middle here.
Yep. And Aztecs has aged.
Yep.
Really interested to see how long they can hold the cider. If the British player can make something happen and try to help G.I. John hold. Feels like Henry is still just playing too passive. You know, needs to start making sieges now if you want to siege in the Gunpowder Age. Just playing too passive against a despot opponent that technically you'll win eventually against, but the other side might die before then. So you really.
Well, I mean
yeah.
He's got a ton of light infantry, so those are going to go to gunpowder infantry. That's nice. He's got docks in both those lakes, so he could siege both Otsu and Sakai from the water. So he doesn't even necessarily need to build siege on land quite yet. So maybe that's the play he's going to try and do. Just put one cannon ship on each lake, and then he could siege both those cities at the same time, and then just pick off the small city maybe. Get a sack there.
And
so we'll see if that's going to be the angle.
This is an army composition problem from Rich Panini. Too many archers. They match up really poorly against all these elite Javeliers and knights, and
that's right.
I mean, Bonton's going to win this battle.
Yep.
Force Rich to go on the run. Also, neither of them have armor. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they've. Let's see. I don't know if
I don't think
Bonton
so.
has armor. Bonton does have armor. Rich does not have armor.
No, Rich has it. He's making a general. Norwich has a fort.
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Probably just finished then, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe just finished.
It looks like the Aztecs player is sieging. Is starting to tech up. This is looking really bad. The Chinese player has just clicked up on the age.
So he's going to be aging.
Gonna get a second keep. Good choice. Henry says.
But interesting. From the Chinese player, it's only 6 light infantry. I would think you'd see more to get those gunpowder infantry out there.
Henry says 94, just hold, we kill. G.I. John says, nah, I can kill, I think. That seems highly unlikely. I think that's very, very optimistic.
Yeah, that's definitely wishful thinking. I like the attitude, but the reality is not there.
Yeah. And it looks like Panini has pumped out a couple more knights and some more pikemen and ultimately won that battle against Bonton in the center.
Yep.
Let's see what techs the Aztec player has gone for. Gone for Science 4 and Commerce 3. Seems like good choices, getting that economy nice and high. You know, as soon as the Aztec player has Mill 4, is able to pump out 125 population, and that's going to make a big difference. Here we go. See the Aztec player going for a charge. There's going to see a bunch of forts and stuff, and the Chinese player ages finally. It's floating tons and tons of metal and wealth, but you know, is pop capped, so they probably can't do much about that. Should get this.
Yeah, and I wish Wizard would have got that dock down before he lost that land. So it looks like he's not touching the water anymore, because then he can have a couple ships to help support him. It's really a big advantage.
Even like raiding Beijing here, just shelling some of the farms or the city itself.
Yeah, exactly. The library, the market, all that could be raised. But
looks
now
like
he can't do any of that.
getting all those upgrades, which is good, but this Aztec army, you know, Aztecs are really, really good late game. Aztecs is also going for printing press now, and the economy difference is a good amount. You know, plus 250 metal compared to plus 161.
Yeah. And the Aztecs will feast on plunder if he's micros this correctly.
Yep. The Aztecs player is now going for Mill 4. You know, the Chinese player doesn't know about that, but good choice to go for the fight now. Decent micro, going for the archers.
Great micro by G.I. John here.
Yeah, and then the pikemen are just, this is nice micro. This is really what you want to do in a fight, right?
Yeah.
Take your knights, go to the back line. Maybe not charge them in so quick, because the Knights of Wizard automatically just go back. But, you know, taking advantage of your opponent's faulty army composition, not enough pikemen.
Yep.
Although this fight may turn around quickly, you know, the Aztecs player can replenish very quickly, is now also getting armor, but the Chinese player looks like has a lot of troops.
That's a lot of decoys. It's a lot of decoys. Half of that army is decoys from G.I. John, but he is microwing well.
Yeah. And these knights might make a big difference. You know, the economy difference as well as armor difference is actually a big deal. You know, at this point, you know, it's hard to do, but G.I. John needs to check, click on the unit, say, oh, plus 6 armor. You know, that's the time you need to take out that general and snipe it. And that will let you win the fight.
Exactly. He also too should be noticing that there's no scout from Wizard, so a couple spies here. You know, he could pick off heavy cavalry, light cavalry, and help him, you know, fight with his own guys.
Yeah. Looks
Now
like
you're starting to see
the
Henry's getting aggressive now in the middle.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
Supply wagon. That, you know, has gotten Mill 4. Good choice, getting armor now. That's exactly one of the reasons why you go for Mill 4 first anyways. And now it looks like Rich here has some troops to support, and it looks like the Chinese player has actually come out on top. Would have liked to see
good
a
hold,
retreat
good defense.
Yeah, would have liked to see a retreat from the Aztecs player a little earlier on, save some of those units. No need to throw away units when you're ahead in tech.
Yeah, and it looks like 94 is looking to counterattack. We'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, so in the gunpowder age, you know, you don't really want to make as many of these light cavalry. Light cavalry just don't scale the best. They're, you know, sure they're good against these the infantry of aside from pikemen, but you know, heavy knights can do that too. And heavy knights are obviously like one of the best units in gunpowder.
Yeah.
Close my window, 'cause,
Especially when they get the armor.
yep.
And now you're seeing the scores. Bronto is just falling way behind Henry. That's gonna hurt. Also, Bonton needs to catch his score up.
Yep.
Not really sure what Bonton's doing here, going to Xi'an.
You know, maybe just trying to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's going in with an ambush, it looks like. But, okay, he might be able to take this, actually. No tower, no temple, no lookout.
Well, yeah, probably able to take it, but I don't know if, you know, it's good,
Yeah.
but it's still, it's probably the best move that Bonson can make here. Their army is just a little bit smaller in size. The Aztecs player needs a little bit more time to build to the 125 population, get a nice maxed out army. And the Chinese player has chosen not to go for science, but has gone for commerce 3 instead of science 4. And Henry has taken the bottom city finally. Probably should have pushed earlier, but alas, you know, now he has a massive army and he's completely dominating.
And Bonton's taken Xi'an, so now he's marching towards Beijing. But it looks like Panini's rotated over to help.
Yep. Not all these units of Paninis that are just sitting in the water, just chilling. You know.
Yep, it's a little day trip. As the Aztecs have replenished fully. And they brought a scout this time, so that's good.
Yeah,
So they're going to see any decoys.
Like, going for that science 4 early on is really paying off. This game looks like it's not going to end particularly soon. And now the Aztecs player can age to enlightenment age very, very soon.
Yeah, he's only about 400 knowledge away, and that's going to come quick with plus 420. It looks like, yeah, Panini's rotating with a shit ton of archers. It's going to slaughter Bonton's small army.
Yep.
And
they do capture the city back. It's annoying for G.I. John, but you know, now the Aztecs player is sieging, and G.I. John has pointed out all of these just sitting army in the water. Yeah, no excuse there really.
yeah,
This player is also floating tons and tons of resources. You know, as the Colossus player, just continue making infantry, continue making units, getting that economy nice and high. There's, you know, you don't have population. There's no excuse for just not making more units.
and it looks like if Wizard ages here, he's going to be able to steamroll right through 94 because 94 is nowhere near aging. Neither is Panini. Henry probably will age relatively soon, but he's pretty far away to rotate right now.
Yeah.
And Bronto's doing enough to keep him engaged. I mean, he's on his back. Kyoto might go down here soon, actually.
Yeah.
Looking good.
We're gonna have to see which side is killed faster.
Well, it looks like Bonton's rotating. He's got a couple troops coming down to help at Kyoto. The Wizards clicked on the H button now, so Wizards going 5.
Yep. And Wizards also going for that dock and that small lake that you were talking about earlier. That should be definitely really annoying for the Chinese player.
Yeah, like I said, I would have loved to see that really in early gunpowder because, as you pointed out, he could have had Beijing razed to the ground right now.
Yep.
So, and he could just walk in and take it. And if you look, the Senate is not raised for Bronto, and he doesn't have a government. That's a big mistake.
This city's definitely going down. That massive army compared to literally nothing.
Yeah.
This game is.
I'm not sure why Bronto hasn't gotten the upgrade for the government yet, because Aztecs haven't done it either.
Stuck on plus 150 economy at this late in the game. That does make a big difference.
Yeah, that's true.
And here we see another fight with Rich against Bonton, just continually harassing.
Yeah.
I do wish Rich would go top because they know that Wizard is Age, and now we see here G.I. John's trying to take a fight before the Age comes in.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah.
But it looks like Henry's taking control at the bottom here. Bonton's cap's going bye-bye.
Yep.
I mean, Bronto 5.
Yeah, and now Henry just needs to sit here for a little bit, hold out, while, the Aztecs player is really just currently smashing the weak and debilitated army of G.I. John's here.
Yep.
This is a massacre. And now Rich definitely needs to push faster. Probably just needs to march the army straight through, just go straight to the capital to put pressure on Wizard here. Force Wizard's armies to go in 2 places, because that's the advantage, right? Even if you're an H down, the advantage of having 2 players is you have 2 different armies that you can very easily control and just split them up, force your opponent to go back, etc.
That's right.
And G.I. John's doing an alright job, but unfortunately the population's not there, the economy's not there, and the Aztecs players now, look at all those resources. Probably doesn't even have enough production buildings. Let's see, only 2 stables, 3 barracks. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, Wizard needs to be fast here. He needs to pump out a couple of those bombard ships, and then just sack Beijing before he can raise that Senate.
Yeah, and Brontovus calls GG, and Wizard says, "Keep playing, please," which I would agree with.
Yeah, just draw it out, even if it's for the last 2 minutes. Just give him that 2 minutes to buy the time.
And now Rich, with the massive Colossus army, is pushing in. Finally, it's going to take some more cities, do some real economic damage. Unfortunately for G.I. John, the city is taken, and the Aztecs player is now, going ham on that side. The Senate is not raised. That is a crucial mistake. Definitely needs to be raised. That could come up big time here. But
and I wish if Wizard would have just had 1 bombardment ship, he could have walked into Beijing right now and just taken a free sack. Now he's got to wait, try and siege. Yeah, he's got to siege it down. I mean, it looks like he still might be able to get the sack anyways here. There's a late fort coming up from John, but.
I'm at 36-10, and
looks like I'm at 10 seconds.
Rich is going to take the city with the Terracotta Army. Good for them. And hopefully, I would highly recommend just pushing straight through, going for the capital. And Bonton says GG to the allies. I would agree, but you do have to try and push for this victory. And Henry's going to try to put up a castle, just force, let's try and stop Brontovus from taking the city, and then hopefully Henry can go do something. Panini says, I go yellow, Henry go purple cap. That makes sense. Should just go straight across the water. It's a little risky, but it's, otherwise you don't really want to face the Aztec army.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna be able to take Beijing here.
Yep. And the Aztec player does have enough timber for this for this scientific method upgrade and takes the city, gets the cap sack. Yeah, G.I. John's pretty dead. It has Forbidden City, that's why you don't see a capital Slimer. But, you know,
Right.
G.I. John is pretty dead.
Yeah, he's out of the game.
Yeah.
You know, this is just I hate seeing this. You know, if Toronto would have just played a little bit better on the bottom, at least held, they win this game pretty easily because Wizards just so far ahead right now and everything. So they could easily win this battle if Toronto could just hang on. But he died too fast, really unnecessarily. To beat Japs as well.
Went Despot for no reason. Didn't tank at all in Ancient Age. Didn't make anything happen with the rush. Didn't deal any sort of economic damage to opponents. Just not.
Yeah, it looks like Wizards coming in on Forbidden City now.
And here, this is not. So it looks like Panini's going to try and save G.I. John. Not what you want to do. You just want to go back and attack the Aztec economy where there's no army. You can't fight the economy. You can't fight their army right now because they're an age ahead. Your army is relatively meager, and this is just not the right move. You should not go back and give free fodder to the Aztec player. And Brothos is dead.
Yeah, I agree. He should have just pushed to the capital of Bronto. But I see Henry coming up around. I guess Henry's going to handle that.
Yeah, but now the problem is, you know, even if they take the capital, Wizard is going to have Forbidden City.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So here, Rich Panini, you need to go up. No, go up, go up. Take back Beijing. Just go back and run away from the army. Cut off these reinforcements. Get rid of some of the production buildings. Don't engage.
Yeah.
Maybe actually, this army's quite small here. Wizard seems to be a little stretched thin, and you know maybe Rich can take advantage of that.
I don't. But Rich has got so many archers; they'll just get slaughtered by that gunpowder infantry.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Rich should have just went and pushed with Henry and just killed Purple. That should have been the play here. Yeah. I mean, it looks like Henry's going to take out Purple anyways, but they could have done it much quicker.
Yeah, Henry should be making a couple more units. You know, population-wise and economy-wise, big difference. And also similarly, Rich needs to be making more units. You can't be floating that many resources when you are the Colossus player. Has raised the Senate.
Yeah,
I
agree.
All right, nice play, but. Also, Henry needs to speed up on this side. There's no army here. I mean, in fact, there's no army anywhere. And it's just a fort. You can just run in your units. It's only 2 sieges, unfortunately.
Yes. All right, so it looks like Rich is just going to sit at Beijing. He needs to bring down that Senate.
Also needs to move, like he needs to make something happen. Like sure, he's cutting off reinforcements, which is good play, but he's gonna get sandwiched by the massive army soon, or Wizards just gonna go for Rich's capital, and that spell a lot of trouble for them.
It would, because then the Wizard would get the Colossus, and then he could really fight too with the Colossus.
Yeah, you're right. You could probably fight 2v1 even.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And he's probably gonna age soon.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be able to age way before anyone else with the Colossus and a Forbidden City. He could win this by himself potentially. Yep. Let's see if Bonton could survive.
Needs to get their game rolling.
If Bonton could just survive a little bit longer, Wizard could single-handedly win this. But no, there goes Bonton's capital going down.
And again, you know, it's not like Wizard is playing very well, but the only reason they're in this game after all is because Panini and G.I. John they've not been in the right place at the right time. Like Panini needs to go for the capital. Like sure, taking this Forbidden City is nice, good play, but also you just need to go and hit the economy of the Aztecs player, hit him where it hurts, force their army to go all the way back.
Or like you were saying, just go steamroll Bonton, take him out completely out of the game, and then just focus all. Then you have a 3 versus 1.
Yep.
You know, immediately. But now it looks like they're gonna still be fine because Bonton's basically out of the game right now. Henry's aged. He's upgrading.
would like
So
to see. I would have liked to see Rich click on the delete button, just raise the Colossus right now. That's like the way they lose.
Yeah, yeah.
And these
He does
units
get
are still working. You know,
does have a fort going up there.
that's true. Henry says change cap fast, which I mean I agree, but the Colossus is the issue, not the capital.
Yeah, yeah.
Henry's just taking time, slowly sieging with 2 sieges. Needs more sieges. You need more sieges than this, especially with you know that massive economy. Maybe you can send some to G.I. John, who's kind of faltering, obviously, because he's got all the army and stuff destroyed. And it looks here, Panini is might get sandwiched. Not really. It's still like you really just want to. At this point, I don't know what to say because it's like you're stuck in a tough situation. Anyway, now you're probably gonna get sandwiched by the reinforcements from Wizard and the army. And Henry is just not making anything happen on the side.
Okay, John's cap's back down again. Looks like Panini's gonna age though. Yeah, so that's good. Colossus is getting slowly. Is that I think Wizards guys are just kind of picking at the Colossus right here.
It's not immediately clear what Henry is doing. You know, has all those floating resources. You don't need this many timber miners or metal miners at this point. You have to like make something happen because you might throw away an otherwise easily winnable game. Panini is aging now, and Henry is also aged. Hopefully, they can make some sort of fight happen.
Yeah, Wizard's not too far away from Industrial, and if he gets to Industrial even without the Colossus, he could throw down an air base that would hold off. You know, that just one air base by his capital could defend that with a tower and a castle.
Yeah, would really like to see. Henry give some resources to G.I. John, who can probably, like, at least with the time he has, make something happen, like micro and stuff against his opponents. Here we see finally Rich is going to try and make a stand at London, and it looks like Colossus is probably going to get taken down. But Rich is upgrading all the units. That's a good thing. Should probably just entrench and just hold while Henry continues being slow at sieging.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a feel for Wizard right here. I mean, he's really played his butt off, and he's just
teammates.
He really got let.
There.
Yeah, they just let him down. They just died way too easy, really unnecessarily.
Yeah, and Bonton resigns. And now Henry can finally move out. That choice to go science before Mills not the best here, but I mean, I'm not gonna pick too much. They probably think they're not even too far behind, like, you know.
Right.
And here we see a big fight. Terrible mistake, leaving the Monarch and the General behind. There's no armor on these cavalry. They're about to get slaughtered. Yikes.
Yeah.
Finally realized it's a mistake, pushing up. And Wizard does call GG.
That's gonna be G. Yeah, that's GG.
Just can't, even has thousands of resources, but just can't hold the line against, against 3 players still in the game. Mostly. Let's take a look at the game stats.
Yep.
Wizard definitely the MVP of this game. Has the
no
highest
doubt about
kills
it.
by a far.
Yeah, by a mile. Yeah, it's and he just played about as good as he could have. Like I said, the only small critique I had was if you could have got that dock up earlier and just walked into Beijing, he would have been that much faster. But it's apples and oranges, it's whatever compared to what Bonton and Bronto did. I mean, they just really screwed the pooch here and kind of just really let down their teammate.
Definitely. Really unfortunate.
Nice play on Wizards' part, and I think while there were mistakes made on the Dirty's Angels side of the match, they ultimately it got them over the line because they didn't make any crucial mistakes like Bonton and Brontos did. So ultimately that is game number 1 going to Dirty's Angels. I'm gonna update the scoreboard really quickly. Shall we? What do you
think? Should we have a break before game number 2, or should we jump straight into it?
Let's go for it.
All right. Dirty's Angels versus Last Minute, game number 2. For those of you who are just joining the cast, this is ASE the Pair talking, and I'm joined by olddirtyh.
Yo, yo, yo.
All right. So let's get started. I'm gonna do a countdown. You ready? Old, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
For
Ready?
a moment. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
All right.
Looks like we're on Mesa.
Yep. And let's take a quick look at the nations. Actually, a near mirror here. So this time we've got Nordic Classic _lat, but that is Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is playing this time as the Germans player. Rich Panini as Maya, Henry as Americans. Then we've got Bronton as Maya, Brontovus as Iroquois, Wizard as Germans. The only difference on these two teams, nations-wise at least, being Brontovus is playing Iroquois and Henry's playing Americans. How do you feel about these picks, given that the map is Mesa?
Yeah, the Germans are great pretty much on every map, and you're seeing German on both sides. We saw Wizard's ability last game to kind of boom and attack, so I think it's a good pick for him. We all know Connor's got great skills. Germans is a good pick for him. I like Americans. Americans is another good pick, especially on this map. You can get Wonder pretty easily because it's hard to get around and early attack. Iroquois, for Bronto, I think he's going to try and go aggressive again, but if he does, he really needs to make more happen than he did last game.
Yeah.
And then the two Maya picks, that seems like maybe just more. Maya's are definitely a defensive-minded nation. They're pretty fast early because they get the cheaper wood. So they'll be able to boom and defend. So I think that'll be the play there. Maybe get in front. Maybe get the Mayan nations in front, protect your, the Germans or something like that.
Yeah, So I'm definitely interested to see. I think Wizard is the tier 1 player now. I was very impressed with the play last game. So really looking forward to see what sort of strategies and what sort of builds will come out of both of the German players. Connor obviously did not play in the last game. Instead it was G.I. John who played in the last game, and Connor swapped out. So now, we're definitely gonna see. I'm very interested to see what happens.
Yes, let's look at the location. It looks like Bronto's right in the middle.
Next to Wizard,
pretty good spot.
Next to the teammate Wizard, and it looks like Bonton and Rich are facing off, kind of a little bit isolated, but both able to connect with their allies. The Maya players facing off Maya Mirror.
Yeah, Maya Mirror. So that's just going to be a standoff. A lot of maybe towers and border push going on there. Yeah. So they might just have kind of a 1v1 going down at the bottom there. But we'll see. It depends where Wizard goes. Maybe Wizard will try and isolate, and they can try and double.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe if they could double City and just cut off.
Cut Panini. Yeah, isolate Panini. That's an option. That'd probably be a big mistake to leave Bronto alone. As looking at the last game, Bronto probably not the best to leave for a 2v1. I mean, he was pretty good on his aggression, but as far as his defense was lacking. He kind of folded pretty quick. So probably don't leave him alone too long.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Also, admittedly, Iroquois are not the worst nation for defending. First of all, having
they're great.
Is good.
And they're all in. Yeah, exactly. So that is great. And the healing from not moving, you can just stand there and heal anywhere.
Yep.
And your
territory.
So it's nice.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where Connor goes Civ. Probably just toward the opponent, and Connor and Henry. I'm wondering if they're gonna try to double Brontovus, or they're gonna try and connect themselves to Rich over there in the corner. It's not entirely clear immediately. Let's take a look.
Yeah,
at
well, they
haven't. Yeah, sorry.
They haven't really scouted that great, so they don't even really know about their.
Okay. So far, it looks like we're pretty sparse on ruins, at least for the Dirty's Angels side. On the other side, unfortunately, Bonton has gotten a total of 0 runes. This is the first time I've seen that in a game like this. In a tournament
Yeah,
game.
that's
I want to
not
see if,
not good.
Is it like a lack of scouting, or is it just unlucky?
It's maybe a little. Yeah, I think he's got 2 scouts
Two
out.
scouts,
It looks
yeah.
like, yeah, and they're just kind of rake scouting, so they're not really, searching around. If you look at his territory, he has 1 ruin in his territory. So if he would just scout right by his wood camp, he could just scout around by his wood camp and find one.
Yeah.
But
it does look like not super slowed, but 4 minutes as the Meyer player is not the best. Usually the metric that I go for at least is you want to start building your library before 4 minutes if you have no nation powers that speed you up.
Yeah.
In my case, you have cheap farms, so you should be faster than that. But ultimately, not going to hurt
that's
too
a good
badly.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 4:30 at the latest.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Especially
with
if you have a
Maya,
bad start.
Maya probably should be in the 3:45 mark, 4 minutes max to get your library up. Yeah.
Yep. Looks like Connor's gone for Civic 1. Interesting choice. But, sometimes you just have the food and it's good to go for Civic first. More common in 1v1 games. Let's take a look at the rares, shall we? So, on the side of last minute, they've got furs on the bottom. They've got citrus in the corner. They've got wine, silver, silk in the back. In Bronzebust's territory, they've got
peacocks.
salt. There's amber on the left, and there's wool to be contested in the middle. On the other
There's
side,
peacocks in the middle also.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah, peacocks they can probably grab that. That's more in their territory.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the side of Dirty's Angels, they've got relics, spice, gems, copper, marble, diamonds, tobacco, and maybe amber. Who do you think the rares
Amber's just
favor?
well, diamonds is always great. Let's see who can find that silk. Well, they know about the silk. Well, at least Bronto's team does. Actually, they both do. So silk could be contested a little bit. It's kind of in no man's land. It's in the back.
Yeah.
So I'll give a slight edge to the rares to probably Connor's team.
Connor's team, yeah. I mean, there is silver in the back for Dirty's Angels. They have, or not for Dirty's Angels, for Last Minute. Last Minute has scouted this silver, but it looks like the other team has not.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, Rich's team, Dirty's Angels, have not scouted silver, but it looks like they're about to, maybe?
Yeah, it's
They're just gonna
close.
miss
It
it?
looks
Oh,
like-
they do scout it. Okay, they do scout the silver.
Yeah, they got it. Just barely.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see, and we'll see how if the Iroquois player can get out and raid. That's gonna help.
Yep. Let's see what text they've got. So, Brontavas has gone for that Mill 1 first. As Iroquois, that doesn't really hurt you too much because you have extra food income from your woodcutters camp. Still
Yep.
does slow you down a little bit, but it's still good. Also is using salt now, so all the barracks troops are cheaper. That's a nice move. Hopefully can get something done. Unfortunately, it's just going to miss this city from Henry. Not going to be able to deny that. But it's going to be harassing these citizens and these farms anyways, so that's good.
And he knows about diamonds, so he can go bother that.
Yeah. Currently, there's
but
nothing
unfortunately,
there. Henry says raid coming.
yeah.
Good
Well, he's
call. Good telling.
he's
there.
got a scout coming out. That's another great bonus of the Iroquois is that free scout, and it can travel through trees, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
So it helps you kind of navigate this map much more easily. And he can go scout all that back corner that's all black back there. Go find a couple rares to raid.
Yep.
So that could work out.
This is sometimes happens, this awkward caravan that you see in Connor's territory. Sometimes when you rally your merchant over to a rare and forget to clear the rally point, your caravan just goes off into the rare and just goes into the chill. Connor's fortunately caught it and is putting up a barracks now, but I saw, is Bronto's gonna scout this barracks? No, just barely gonna miss it.
Close. Yeah.
This is gonna hurt though. This raid here got an archer, got Got a spearman. Got to slow down this American player considerably. Does the American player have a barracks? No, that is big trouble.
Yeah, and
Nice
he's got no
raid
wood
from
now either to even build one.
Yep.
Great raid. And like again, we see this great early aggression from Bronto. Let's just see him turning into something more rather than just kind of some great early raids, some nice aggression, and then he kind of just backs off. So he needs to keep cranking the pressure up as the time goes, not back off from it.
Yep. Let's see what else Bronto can get done. Missing this merchant here is a little like, oh, gonna catch another merchant. Just gonna walk past this merchant, maybe? I don't know. Are they gonna kill this merchant?
I don't think so. He knows about diamonds. I don't know why he just didn't go right there.
Yeah, okay. It looks like he is gonna catch this merchant. This is gonna hurt Connor not doing a great job putting the, they knew the raid was coming, they knew these units were here, still has these units at diamonds, not the best use of it. And these archers are probably gonna get run down now because 2 units needs 1.
Yep, that's right.
Connor says, help me. Yeah, this fight's not gonna go well. These slingers might also go down depending on the micro here.
Yeah, it's
really
some pretty good micro from Bronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like he's
gonna get killed, and these slingers are also gonna get killed probably because, well, actually no, they're okay. Able to kill these. Why? No, don't run away. Just take out the slingers. Just take out the slingers. Painful.
Yeah.
Okay, able to take out those archers. Definitely a very effective raid on Bronto's part. He's able to get the second city up, get that plus 100 food income. Yeah, I think that was really worth it. Definitely very effective use of the Iroquois power early on.
Yeah, I like it. Looks like Wizard is aged.
Let's take a look at the bottom side. Yeah, Wizard has aged. Bottom side, Wizard is the German player's aged. Bottom side, we've got the Maya player plus 100. Looks like Panini is ahead by 100 food, and that's about it there. But it's going to be balanced out by the silver that Bonton is using. I would like to see Connor go for a heavy infantry raid just in the backs. It's not like their opponents can put down any towers or anything there.
And here from Bonton, we're just seeing a bit of a blunder. He hasn't scouted furs or that ruin that's still sitting there in his capital. You know, if you have a ruin, rare, especially like furs in your capital, you got to find that thing quick.
Yeah,
and it's just right next to Cal.
Oh yeah, you're
to
right.
the east.
Yep. Has not scouted it, unfortunately, and that does make a big difference.
It's huge difference. Huge difference.
Wizard could, Wizard could be going for a senator, just a classic senator, apply pressure with capital, or with siege and senator. You know, that could be an effective strategy. Here we see a tower coming up from Brontovus. Let's see if Henry is able to scout that. Both the city and the tower are in range, and the city's firing. Nice work from Henry. And Connor's going for a raid with a single archer. This is probably it's good, but it's you actually do want maybe 1 or 2 more units, or even just a heavy infantry because these archers just take a while to kill these merchants, and at that point your opponents can send a light horse to deal with your archer.
Yeah.
Still good though.
Well, it looks like Wizard's gonna put his cap at the front.
Yep. Definitely an interesting move. Seems like it's probably smart, given that Rich can pretty easily just build some siege and then get to the capital easily, undefended. Instead, what you can do is you can just choose to put your defenses near the front, build some towers in the back that you're going to use anyways, build your military buildings there anyways. Especially if you're going for an aggressive push, like it looks like Wizard's doing, getting Senator, and also getting Mill too.
Yeah, and Bronto's right there to help protect the cap too.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
easy rotations, very close together.
Yeah, and Connor's a bit out of position here. If you see where Connor's putting up his racks and his stable, I'm not sure why he's building it so far out of the way.
Not me neither. Honestly, when he went Civ first, I thought he was going to go right in the middle to try and put a market near diamonds to easily protect it, but
well, when he cived, he didn't even know about diamonds when they cived. So I don't know what he was doing there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we see
It was just
see a little cat fight here happening between some slingers. Slinger on slinger action on the left side.
yeah.
And it looks like Brontovus' slinger wimps out and walks away after seeing two of their compatriots die.
Yeah, probably the right move.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to fight those three.
Yep. Siege Factory coming from Wizard. This is looking scary for the Americans player. Needs that middle two quick, needs a stable, getting out the tower, which is nice, and also needs to just pump out some more archers, get that wealth income up, and get some defenses. Unfortunately, his caravan's going to get sniped. And where's Connor's army?
It looks like everyone's chosen to go senator, so no despot today.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Again.
Has Brontovus gone despot? Oh, it looks like it. I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with this. Even though they are ahead on this side, you don't. It feels like they're counting on Connor making a mistake.
I like it if he gets aggressive. If he's gonna actually, the thing is, if he's desperate, he's getting two. That's fine because it gets cheaper mill 2 for you.
Yeah.
He's Iroquois, he's got salt, so he's going to really be able to pump out units, but he's got to be aggressive. He can just do all this, and then he's only got 10 knowledge coming in. It's going to be GG. They got to either take Newark fast, or he's got to rotate around and try and do something,
Yep.
But I think Newark's in the best spot here. It's isolated by that mountain. Yeah, and they can just double him very easily, and Connor's so out of position right now.
Yeah. There's no tower here at Diamonds. Connor does have a nice raid going down here with these slingers at Silver. Definitely a good move, making use of that single unit. This light horse is just sitting there, and I don't know. It just feels like Henry's gonna have to hold this by himself, which is gonna be tough. Has gone for Civic 2. Definitely a big mistake. When you're being rushed like this, you just build more citizens. You just need more units and build more citizens to get militia, which he hasn't even researched. Could get allegiance, but probably not useful. Connor says, "On my way," is way out of position. Has only a couple units. Definitely going to be tough to get there in time. Would like to see a couple more farms placed down, maybe a granary, just get that food eco up, because currently it's floating a lot of metal and timber, and that's not really helpful when you're on the defensive, at least.
And it looks like some more raid on the diamonds from Bronto.
Yep. These raids are effective.
Now,
Connor's army is just getting shredded right now. Or like the very little army that he has. Again, it's not having that city at the front. Not having.
I don't know if you noticed this, but at Bonton's capital, he's got 2 villagers garrison in a Mayan city, which I don't really understand that.
It's unclear.
And no woodcutters at that camp, so maybe he was getting raided. He knows about furs now, at least. And it looks like he's sieging. He's going to siege Akalan. But Panini's got a tower up and some archers, so he's going to be able to defend that pretty much no problem.
Going to be able to hold it. That's good.
Yeah.
Still hasn't gotten that third. Oh no, has gotten that third city. Never mind.
All right, so here comes the sieging down of Newark. Let's see if they can take it with a double here.
Yep. Here we see going in. There's 4 heavy cavalry against a bunch of archers and unupgraded heavy infantry. It's gonna be painful. I don't know. I don't think Henry's gonna be able to hold this, and does in fact lose the city. Yikes.
Yeah. Pretty easily loses the city. Connor's nowhere to be found. I think Bronto's done a great job of raiding and just keeping Connor isolated. But Connor's made a big mistake by building his barracks and stable so far away from his ally.
We've been ragging on you a lot, Connor, but like that has made a huge mistake, or a big mistake, and it's changed a lot of this game. If you had the city at the front, this diamonds is easily protected. Those archers that he made early on are easily saved against those light horses, and instead now, this aggression is gonna hurt in the long run.
Yeah, and Connor's economy is taking a huge hit. Connor's calling for militia, but it's like, what the hell is militia going to do in this situation except get slaughtered? And Philadelphia is going to go down completely undefended, completely unprotected. And then it's going to be easy to rotate to the cap, and we could see an early GG here.
Yeah, definitely. Here we see a skirmish going down between the mine players. They've both been doing a whole lot of nothing, to be honest.
what you expect from Maya, really. There's not a
Yeah.
whole lot of action.
Yeah.
Kind of defensive nation, really. But it looks like Bantan might be able to take down that tower, and that'll be just about it. He's gonna have to retreat here soon because this light horse is taking out all of his slingers. Oh no, they got him down.
And you can really see the effects of the raid, of the Bantan's raids early. You know, it's first of all, just compare the economies of Wizard and Connor. Connor's who's been hurt repeatedly by Brontovus's
Bronto,
raids.
yeah.
Sorry, Brontovus raids.
Yeah.
And compare the army size.
And look at Connor's metal right now. He's got 800 metal just chilling.
Yeah.
And nothing he can do with it because he doesn't count 2 anyways. But
yeah.
he can build some catapults maybe. Looks like they're going to try and regroup. A fort's going to go up at Washington, but that's not going to do anything. I think putting a fort up here is just a waste of resource. You should just focus on getting units out.
Yeah, you just need the army and maybe
a tower, one tower, a temple, and a lookout would do much better than a fort right now, because you could use all that metal and a little bit of gold for other stuff. But and looks like Wizard's aging, so I think we're gonna get a good GG.
Yeah, Connor's out of position once again. Army just not in place, and Henry's economy is just gonna go down the drain. Connor called for militia again, but
yeah, good luck with that, eh?
I don't know.
And look at Bronto. Look, just this couple horses up here, just enough to pull Connor out of position. Bronto just keeps harassing. And you look at this army coming in out of Washington. Again, Henry, I don't know why you're going for the fort there, but it's not going to do anything.
Yeah. Ultimately, it does look like one glimmer of hope for fans of Dirty's Angels is the team of Wizard, Brontovus, and Bantan. They don't have many wealth rares, so their wealth income has been really hurting. Wizard has been trying to use as much as possible, but it is hurting.
Yeah.
And their army, it looks like their army did get ultimately defeated by all of those militia, but that's gonna hurt Henry. And Wizard's
look at Henry's economy right now. It's in shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Purple's up here trying to make something happen. Nice play. Gonna sandwich the rest of this army, take out the rest of those sieges. And White's just sitting there. I'm not sure what's happening.
Well, he's unfortunately in a bad spot. I mean, he should just go take Akalon right now. He was already doing a good job sieging that down.
Yep.
But he lost all of his siege, it looks like. He's got no siege. He's trying to come with, looks like, 2 light infantry and a light cavalry.
Yeah, just, So this is one thing that I see a lot of players, they don't realize. When you want to defend, when you want to hold your side, like, here, in Bantan's head, right, like, your allies are winning, you're doing a good job, you're holding off your opponent, there's no way you're going to lose, everything's going swimmingly. But then your opponent just rotates, and it's a huge problem.
And it changes everything,
Yeah, and so as you defend, you actually have to make siege. You just have to. That's the only way you force your opponent to stay there. Because your goal is not only to defend, but also to make sure your opponent, your direct opponent, doesn't rotate to help your opponent's your allies' opponents. And Connor's
and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Yeah, Panini's doing a great job rotating here, even though his army's all H1, it's getting slaughtered, but it's enough to just bother because Bantan's pretty much useless at this point.
Yeah, and just giving time for Henry to get the economy back up, maybe even age. Connor says is aging, but Connor's army is just out of place again. Feels like they could have taken that fight if Connor was in place. Connor does do a good job sending wood to Henry, and Henry says he'll age too, which as well. That's a good sign. Almost there. Only needs a little bit more. So definitely needs to get the economy back up though. Floating a lot of resources, just make some more citizens. As we said a couple times on this, you really just want to make citizens, make woodcutters camps, get that economy back up.
Yeah.
And as the American player, you can also make some farming as well.
Yeah, and Wizard and Bronto need to get aggressive here because Bronto has he has a +10 knowledge income.
Yeah.
So he's never going to age. It's just not going to happen. They need to kill now, at least kill one. And
Yep.
it looks like Henry's the best option. But Henry's going to age soon, so they got to be fast.
And it looks like Connor's seen his mistakes from earlier and is finally putting up some sort of defensive block at the front over where we said he should sieve earlier. He's going to put up a castle, which is a good choice. That or a city would be acceptable.
And it looks like a nice German army from Wizards coming back together. But Bronto needs to be quick with his army. I don't see a whole lot of troops
And
from
it
Bronto right now.
looks like Bonton's able to take the city.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is really good for them. Ultimately, just having a bunch more units is, better than that. Feels like if Rich just charged in with a bunch of militia, though, they would just easily clean up all these units. Most of these light infantry are bad against militia, but
and now look at this.
all the militia
Wizards
are
saying Wizards going to rotate to 92's cap.
Yeah, and so does green, and it looks like they're all going for green. And so now, again, we reiterate the issue of defending. You need sieges. You need sieges to press.
Yep. Now this is gonna be huge here. We could see an insta kill if they can take out Mayapan, because it doesn't look like Rich is getting a third city down.
That's true. That's true. That would be really big. And Connor says, Henry, we must push. I agree. Sieges are coming.
Well, Henry
out.
and Connor, they're in no position to come help Rich right now, so Rich is in big trouble if they can do some damage here.
Yeah, they need to send Rich food immediately so Rich can age.
Yeah, if Rich ages, he'll be able to survive. Yeah. But otherwise, they're going to be in trouble. It looks like Rich was able to take back Akalan with all his militia, but it's completely eliminated his economy right now. He's got a ton of wood, though, saved up.
Oh, these militia are going to get caught out. Really, he needs... Rich needs attrition. That would be excellent here. There's no supply wagon for either player. There is a death spot for Brontos, but now they're in big trouble.
Mayapan's in big trouble.
Straight in. Just try to take out these archers in the back, so maybe, you can fight off the heavy infantry and stuff, but it looks like this capital is going down. Senator's out of position.
Yeah, and it looks like Connor's going to come into Bronto's capital, looks
Connor
like.
Is going for the capital. That's a good move.
Yeah.
Bronto
It's
is
a good
the
counter,
most
but
exposed.
but Panini's dead. I mean, they're going to get insta kill here. They should.
Yeah.
If they take Mayapan and go back take Akalan, it's over for Panini.
Yep. And it looks like Panini will die.
Yeah. I don't see how he's going to survive. But it looks like Bronto's going to die too.
Yep.
And Bonton is aged.
Won't die
so...
outright, so.
No, not outright, but his economy's going to be in shambles.
Messy micro here from Connor. Even though your opponent's away, they might make more troops. Now both sieges are going to get sniped by a bunch of fast spearmen.
Yeah, invisible spearmen too, because Connor with no scout.
Yep.
Big mistake. Never go into Iroquois. Really, never go anywhere without a scout, but definitely not into Iroquois territory.
And it looks like Henry tried to help out, but it looks like
just not enough troops.
Well. Yeah. And Henry, it's no fault of his. Doing a good job kiting. This is exactly what you want to do in this situation. Just keep harassing, keep annoying the opponents. They lost Mayapan again. Just keep
it looks
harassing
like
the army. Use archers.
Bonton's got a nice little army. He could go take back Mayapan. I don't know what he's doing.
Sleeping on the job
Attacking
drops.
this siege. I mean, how is Rich still alive? I have no idea here.
Me neither. They're just not doing a good job target firing the cities.
I mean, my God, he should be dead already. This is crazy.
Henry says Rich should FC, but Forbidden City, Rich is still H2, so.
Yeah, and Rich has no food at all.
Yeah. Now Rich is definitely
Come
dead.
on,
but
they gotta take Akalan, guys. Just get the insta kill. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Take the insta kill and then go fight Henry. I mean, what the hell? Painful.
Yeah.
Because Bronto's done. So you got to take out Rich quick, so then you get this 2v2 going.
Oh, and it does look like
does look like Wizard and Brontovus started pumping out troops toward the capital, and Connor's army was not large enough to handle it.
Yeah, and Connor's micro is just not great right now.
No, it isn't. Just losing a bunch of random troops, just go back
Yeah.
at this point. Like, you did enough damage. Brontovus' economy is completely shattered. You just, you know, you're just throwing away units at this point. Yeah, good job. Go back.
Yeah,
That's
and they
four
waited too
catapults.
long, and now Panini's got a third city up, so now they're gonna have to hold the cap for 5 minutes instead of getting an insta kill. It's just so frustrating, so frustrating. Now you could have had easily a 2 versus 3 going, and now Panini's gonna be able to at least stall for another 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Let's take a quick look at the libraries. I'm gonna go to the bottom here. You can see Wizard has Mill 3 and Science 2, whereas everybody else is a little bit far behind. Everybody else.
And he's getting gardens again, so he's gonna be cruising here in a minute.
Yep. And Gardens.
Yeah. And Hagen Garden is good in these ages.
You know, ultimately, despite the misplays we've been seeing from Bonton mostly, you know, it looks like they're still gonna win this game. Despite despite being even on score, it looks like Panini's gonna get yoinked out of the game, and then the game's gonna be over.
Well, we'll see. It looks like Henry's trying to come back to the capital, but this German army is just too big.
Yeah.
And Bonton's rotating back to help.
And here again, we see it's just throwing away units. If you're against a larger army, just run back, just run away. There's no need to. No need
just
to throw
regroup.
away units against this.
Yeah, Henry's pretty much lost all his army there.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes left for Panini. It looks like Panini he's trying to get our barracks and stable back up to help. He's actually got a decent amount of resources, just no income.
Yep.
And if you see this, Henry's asked, "Can you build FC now?" It's like, nobody, I can't because I'm H2.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Really.
Unless he was
unfortunate.
Egyptians, but he's not Egyptian, so it's not happening.
Yep.
Looks like Connor's sieging up at the top here
Yep.
at Kawal Salon.
There's no way he's gonna get in. He doesn't have high ground.
No, and that's such a perfect. That cliff right there is so nice. Just a natural
Yeah.
fortification.
Yeah.
It's a great city placement there by Bronto.
Yep.
But
Really
Bronto's
couldn't
got to
say-
start
he-
booming here a little bit. He's still only 15 knowledge. He needs to get his
Yeah.
resources. Just focus
Yeah.
on booming right now. You know, Bonton and Wizard could carry right now while he gets back into the game, and then they can get that full 3 versus 2 going.
Yep. Just like having some impact, like even if you're on a despot economy, it's still good to have this minimal economy, and because you have more micro power, right? You have units that you can raid more, you can raid effectively with, and you can easily trade. You can easily micro, as well as just having that plus 100 extra income. Basically, that is really helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, it looks like the city's not gonna get taken back. Castle, 2 keeps, and obviously the fact of it being a city itself and an army here. Looks like that's.
And
not
it's a
gonna be-
Mayan city. So
Yep.
it's because Bonton is Mayan.
Yep.
Gonna get all those extra. What is it? The towers have extra hit bonus
Yeah,
and
everything has
extra
extra
range.
hit
or
points,
something.
and they also shoot
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, so that's just so well defended right now. And Bonton's got a nice little army. Bronto's just got his despot sitting here down at the bottom. He should be rotating back up.
Yeah, or at least
get
being
ready.
more active with it, maybe.
Yeah, go raiding or something.
Yep.
I mean, really, that's what he could do at this point. He could just kind of let Wizard and Bonton start pushing, and he could just really go harass and just raid.
Yep.
That would be probably his best use right now because he's only got 15 knowledge. He's not going to age anytime soon. So you might as well just stay age 2 and just say, forget it. I got a death spot. I can stay out of the attrition. Just get a couple ranged cavalry and just go raid.
Yeah.
Nice big army from Connor here. But like you said, just such an easily defensible position.
Oh no, oh no, the siege is about to get yoinked. Connor goes charging in to save the siege, maybe?
Yeah.
The siege goes down. Oh no.
And it looks like Henry and Panini are trying to make a last-ditch effort here to get Mayapon, but they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, and my mistake. It's Wizard actually took it. Never mind. I thought Bonton took it. Never mind.
Yeah, here we see.
But it doesn't matter.
Connor's
It doesn't matter.
doing well. The army compositions definitely favor him. Like, he has 8 crossbows, 9 crossbows. His opponent has 3. So all of his heavy infantry should be staying alive much longer. And he does take the city. This is a classic example of just army composition lining up
Yeah.
well. Wizard has some heavy cavalry, but Connor has all the heavy infantry, and Wizard just can't take them out because of 3 crossbows.
Yep. Yeah, he needed at least 6 crossbows there. He needed to be able to hold.
Yep. And Rich is defeated. He is killed.
Yep. Yeah, bye-bye, Panini. You son of a bitch. You're gone. So now we got a 3 versus 2. Well, let's call it 2.5 versus 2 because Bronto's just going to be a barbarian in this game because
look at that economy.
Yeah, and he's not even making an attempt to get it back in order. But he's got a decent amount of wood. He can make some light cavalry, make about 3 or 4 light cavalry. Like I said, take his death spot and just go raid.
It feels like even though Connor did take an excellent fight, you know, it's just having to deal with two opponents and a lot of fortifications, and also Wizard is aging now, so it looks like this game's gonna be over shortly.
Yeah, Wizard's just gonna roll. As we saw last game, he knows how to boom. He's a seasoned player. Connor's library is looking like absolute shite, and Henry's not too far away from aging though. But Henry needs a lot of knowledge. They are using relics, so that'll help him age pretty quick once he gets the ability.
That's true.
And there's the Germans' age. So we're gonna see where do you think they push from here? Do you think they go to Connor or to Henry?
Yeah, I think they go to Henry once again, just isolating. Connor has a really excellent city position at the capital, Vienna. You know, surrounded by a giant cliff. It's going to be insanely hard to get up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just go back, take Philadelphia. You could take that other Panini city, Ikun, and then just make that the new front. Force Connor to rotate down, and then just once they can retake Philadelphia, they can have a pretty easy chance of taking out Henry.
Yeah. Connor says 2v1 all game. Not close.
Yeah, Connor, honestly, fuck off. It's 2v1, not because of your help. You created the 2v1 because look where your goddamn racks and stables are, bud.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly, I take it a little bit as the 2v1 is he and Henry were 2v1ing Brontovus and losing. So.
Oh, I got you.
Like early on. But I mean, you know, here we see a skirmish coming from Henry. Looks like Henry does not have armor and neither does Bonton. Oh, Bonton just got armor, okay.
Yeah, Bonton seems to be playing much better this game.
Yeah, not sitting there and just doing nothing now.
Yeah, so I like his aggression. It's still pretty far behind in the library. He needs to get science 2 and 3. But overall, he's got a nice sizable army. He's microing pretty well. Like you said, he's getting the armor upgrade. So, but he needs to start moving up. His army down here is not going to do anything. He needs to start pushing at Ikun.
And Connor needs to start pushing again. Maybe go around the other side or something. Like, you know, you need to make something happen because right now you're just giving Wizard free reign to just tech up, build up a little bit of an army, and then crush the opponents with armor.
And now it looks like Wizard's getting the porcelain tower. That's going to be real nasty. His economy is going to be on fire when that's built, and you'll see him going age 5 in not too long.
Looks like Henry hasn't noticed the city that's just chilling here. You know, that is a big deal because as the Colossus player, you have a lot of extra wealth and stuff. You can just make more scholars, which is really good.
Yeah.
They're not out of it, I don't think. I mean...
No, they're definitely not out of it because Bronto's pretty much just given up. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, it feels like he could have aged a little while ago and at least had some medieval age units, but... Well,
even like I said, even if he stays at H2 and he just focuses on building just a massive harassing army, he has Despot, so he can go into the attrition lands and
Yeah,
he can do damage.
Yeah, just a
You
bunch
know,
of light
so-
cavalry and stuff. So.
Exactly.
Or micro,
Like
or micro, gonna maybe? Nah, I don't know. Maybe Wizard will notice these sieges.
yeah.
He does notice. I would like to see a force march come out to try and chase these sieges.
But if you look at Bradenburg here, that's ripe for raiding for Bronto. He's got a city right there. He could just go in there and kill all those miners.
Brandenburg, yeah.
That Amber Merchant.
Yeah.
Rotate up to Munich, harass all those farms. You know, he could just make Connor a living hell. But instead,
Yeah,
he's just
definitely.
taking a nap, I guess.
Yeah. And it looks like Connor's also taking a nap. Just. The
Well, yeah,
army is
Connor's
not
been
there.
napping. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. And again, he fortified. I guess he was worried that they were going to come up, so he defended, you know, his lands really well.
Yeah.
But he's kind of, you know, he's leaving his partner out to dry here.
Yeah.
But Connor is aging. Henry's aging.
Looks like
so
Wizard
that's gonna
has
help.
Wizard has noticed that there's a city and is now, you know, just building up fortification. Has got a temple, university, a market, barracks, and a farm.
Nice.
Gonna make it large. You know,
Yeah.
that's gotta be really annoying for Henry here.
Yeah, because it's going to put pressure on that mine there, and take away his ability to get a lot of income out of that, or a lot of metal.
Wizard is going for Monarch and Mill 4. It looks like the team of Dirty's Angels is in big, big trouble. Connor's finally started
Big
seeing
trouble.
again.
Yeah.
They've
And here comes
adjusted.
Bonton. Bonton's going to take this other small city at the bottom here.
Most of them are aging now,
and
but you know,
it's not going to matter, I don't think,
Yeah.
unless they can push. I mean, Connor could push here because this Castelwan's an easy city to take. There's no fort or anything there at
but
Bonn.
this is another example of just not poking. You know,
Yeah.
you know, like it's very clear that Wizard's army is just not there, and now Henry's gonna get doubled because Connor has just been sitting there.
Yeah. But good raids in the back by Connor.
Yeah, that's
Credit to
true.
him for taking out the silver. He
Yeah,
took out the
definitely.
silver, and he harassed Bronto's metal. And Bronto's really disappointing me here. He's just not doing anything at all, and he's got to get in this game. He's got a bunch of metal and food. He could just spam about 6, 7, 8 highs, and go. He could go take maybe Bradenburg, you know, which is a high rush and a despot. Yeah, you know.
Or at least just apply
looks-
pressure, you know, to Connor.
Yeah, just constantly harass Connor, get him, you know, away from Henry. Not that Connor's by Henry anyways, but you know, eventually he'll rotate.
Henry's gonna tech up, get that gunpowder age army. That's really good. Then maybe, you know, it looks like Wizard's army is kind of meager compared to Henry. If you look at the population,
Yeah.
Henry's actually way ahead, and you should probably just charge in and just take the fight. You know, that you try and get your wins where you can.
Yeah, he's got 12 heavy cavalry. Henry does.
Yeah, probably teching
Yeah,
up waiting for a
10.
monarch.
Yeah, that's true.
Looks like Bonton's just going in there for some reason.
For suicide, I guess.
Henry's gonna get a bunch of free shots. The knights
Yeah.
have upgraded, monarch's finished.
It looks like Bonton's
Henry's
gonna be
able
a-
to snipe this monarch, that would actually be a big deal because Wizard doesn't have another general.
It's a good engagement here. Some decent micro by all the players here.
I don't know
Let's
about
see
the
who wins.
bombard micro from Henry.
Yeah, that's true.
Just one, the other one gets out with his life barely.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen here. What is going to happen here? And it looks like Connor did take back Coastal Hassan. He's going to put pressure on Bonn, which means Wizard's going to have to rotate
He
back.
needs to do it now. Just like literally run in with all his army. There's no. Currently, they're actually ahead in score. They've gotten ahead in score again because Wizard just doesn't have any army. His fallen. Look at his population.
Yeah.
Only 75. Obviously,
Yeah.
the American player taking a lot of losses too, but
And it looks like here comes Connor now. He's just going to rush into Bonn. Bonn's completely undefended.
yeah, that's
And,
a good. Move. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be GG.
Yeah, it's very, very surprising. Connor, you know, obviously the capital sack bonus is big. Getting the porcelain tower is big. Brontovus says,
Yeah.
doing good, guys. And my answer is, I don't know. It feels like you've been sitting there for a while and not being useful at all. So
Yeah, he's getting age 3 finally.
finally,
But,
doesn't
that's
even have 100
too little
food
too
income.
late.
And Connor takes the capital, takes the porcelain
Yeah.
tower, has a bigger army.
Gets a cap sack. You know, I hate 8-minute timer, so plenty of time to take it back. But man, I hate to see this. You know, yeah, Connor and Henry do not deserve to win this game at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. But it looks like they're going to win just because Toronto, once again, awesome early, just faded late, and you know, I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss of words here.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, you know.
Yeah, it is. But alas, you know, sometimes it's just about who makes less mistakes, you know.
Yeah,
it looks like
it's true.
It looks like this game, you know, Henry and Connor made some mistakes early, but ultimately it didn't hurt them too much in the long run, and you know, all their opponents are making big mistakes later on, and that's going to cost them.
Yeah, no, Henry's doing the right thing, just rotating to.
Wizards army got sandwiched and destroyed, and now looks like it is in fact GG. What a turnaround!
Yeah, and Bonton's. Yeah, great comeback, guys. You guys didn't deserve to win, but you did win, so hey, win's a win.
Yeah, props to you, despite deserving it.
Yeah, by just kind of failing upwards. Oh, it looks like they took it back. They took it back momentarily. But
you know, the game's
and
not
Bonton,
over yet, technically. You know,
it's not technically over. But yeah, because Wizards eco's still pretty good. But I just don't see how they're gonna.
Where's Bonton? What has he been doing this entire time?
I have no idea at all. I have no idea where Bonton is. I think his army got picked off in Philadelphia. It looks like.
Oh yeah, and now it's just
yeah.
Now Wizards dealing with the 2v1.
And Toronto's sending some Age 1 archers that are about to just get absolutely wrecked right here.
Hey, it's micro, alright? He's dragging them out of position so that attrition and Keep can deal with them. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I don't know. Toronto, buddy, you got it.
Yeah. And now we see a Wonder Race. We've got Forbidden City Wonder Race. Definitely a good choice for Wizard, and also a good choice for Henry for trying to stop the other Wonder.
Yeah, it looks like Henry's going to pull all of his citizens, so he's going to win that pretty easily.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. And Wizard just doesn't have the citizens to pull. Only has 49 population at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, once Henry gets that Forbidden, I think you'll see GG's come out.
Yeah.
Because there's no way they're taking back that cap. I mean, they might be able to take it back momentarily, but it's not enough to.
Yeah. It's not enough to change the course of the game now.
Yeah.
The momentum is on the side of. It's on the side of Dirty's Angels, despite losing a player very early on.
Yeah, and despite Connor not doing anything, just hiding off at the top, like I said, they stole one.
Yeah, finally Bonton's here to offer some support, but it's, you know, you're like 10 minutes late. You know.
Yeah.
They lose the city somehow again. Not really sure what's happening here. But at this point, the Americans player and Connor and Henry are both teching up. They're catching up to the techs of Wizard, and Wizard, you know, has a lot of knowledge, but just can't put it to use. Doesn't have the economy to support troops. Troops are getting all sniped coming in one by one, and, you know.
Yeah. I think we could pretty much fast forward to the end here. No, it's going to be more of the same for the next probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
I don't see how. I mean, Toronto's completely just out of the game.
Wizard calls GG.
Yeah.
It looks like that was a good game. We got a lot of action happening, a lot of different things.
Yeah, we got to see Connor failing upward, so good job for that.
Yeah.
Just make a bunch of blunders, you know. He's just trolling, maybe he's just trolling.
Yeah, we're just you know, we're you know, there's a saying, right? If you fall flat in your face, at least you're going forward.
That's true. That is true. So credit, guys. You know, I'm just having fun. You guys, you did what you had to do. Toronto, man, that's 2 games in a row. You could have been the MVP, but you end up being the LVP, the least valuable. by costing your team both games.
And, I do want to give credit. I want to give special credit to Henry. Really was able to bounce back and make an excellent gunpowder army that was ultimately able to 2v1 the armies of Bonton and Wizard. Really nice work, able to recover early from losing 2 cities in quick succession and getting doubled early on. Really impressive recovery.
Yeah, and it looks like Connor ended up getting the most kills after all. So just on all that garbage time, he got to come in and mop up after doing absolutely nothing all game.
Yep.
And just stealing stats.
Yeah, I guess
so.
All right,
Whatever.
Fast forward a little bit more.
Yeah, I just fast forward. I'm at the end now. See, that was a good game. I'm just looking at the stats.
Looks like we're seeing
It's
a pause or something.
Yeah, I mean it's over. It's been over for the last. Yeah. But I'm at the military stats when you're done.
Yeah, sure. I still there's a minute and a half left on the timer.
Okay. Yeah, I think they'll be up.
And Brontos calls GG, and they say GG, and the game is over. Well played, mostly. Well, everybody. It looks like everybody made a blunder here or there, but ultimately, it's the team of Dirty's Angels that came out on top.
Yeah, win's a win. A win is a win.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the military chart. Yeah, Connor's got the most kills. Henry also has a lot of kills.
He did. Great defense by Henry. Wizard has a lot of kills as well. And look at Bronto, only 47 kills, 140 lost. I mean, that's a bad ratio.
Yeah, like I'm sure if we had checked it early on, like we would have seen a really excellent ratio with all those raids trading super duper efficiently.
Oh yeah.
In the long run, it just didn't end up working out.
No, like I said, in these last 2 games, we've seen Bronto has been awesome early, raiding, harassing, just being a good team player. But then he just kind of disappears. I don't know what happens. Maybe he just gets frustrated or he gets tired or I don't know.
Yeah. Probably.
And if you look at it, it looks like Bonton and Connor ended up tying for ruins. Look at that, 3 each.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Yeah, what a game. And so
fun game.
Yeah, that looks like it will be a 2-0 victory for Dirty's Angels in, not super convincing fashion, but nonetheless, it was a 2-0 victory. And that leaves us with only one, I think, well, there's still 2 more games in the groups in week 1 group stage, but I believe one team has a long extension, and the other team, we have one more set of games to cast, at least.
Yeah, and that's who is that? That's the Quebec team and Underrated Champions.
Yeah.
Be the last.
If you guys know those teams, please have them contact them. Tell them we'll have the stream up. I believe we're streaming on Saturday. Tomorrow is our off day. Because it'd be really awesome if we could get those team members, everybody who played in the match on stream, because Connor specifically told me guys to roast you guys for not following a bunch of the rules. So please join. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Anyways, I hope everybody has enjoyed the stream. And we'll see you later. This is AS Eat the Pair signing off, along with Old Dirty H.
See you guys.